I'm Michael. I'd like to talk to you about emergency preparedness. And one part of being prepared is to take the time to store extra food and water supplies, which I'm doing right now. It's actually pretty easy to do. Just get extra items when you do your regular grocery shopping and separate those extra items away from your everyday food supply. Put them in a box or container, just like I'm doing. You know, you may think it's not likely that a disaster could disrupt your food and water supply for days or even weeks, but it could happen. Major natural disasters like hurricanes and floods create problems, of course, but even severe thunderstorms and ice and snowstorms can close roads and create long-term power outages. Human-caused disasters can also contaminate water supplies and create other problems.
It doesn't take a large catastrophic disaster for any one of us to find ourselves in a situation where we are stuck in our home, maybe for a period of days, without food and water available to us other than what we have there.
And if that happened, would you have enough food and water to feed your family for an extended period of time? Fortunately, it's easy to get prepared with a supply of food and water. What food items did you have on hand?
Tuna in packets. We have peanut butter.
Dried fruits.
Canned goods.
Nuts.
Chicken in the can.
These are all good items to store because they are non-perishable, don't need refrigeration, and require no cooking. You don't need special foods. You can use foods that are around the house, those non-perishable things that you have every day. Canned soup, dried fruit items. Select foods that are high in calories and nutrition and meet any special dietary needs that family members may have. Get items when they are on sale and store them in a dry, cool spot. Just make sure these items are non-perishable, don't require refrigeration or cooking. Check expiration dates and shift your stored supplies into everyday use before they expire. Remember to replace these supplies on your next trip to the grocery store. If the power goes out, use food from the refrigerator first, then your freezer. And be sure to have a manual can opener on hand, something that doesn't require electricity.
In a disaster situation, you need to maintain your strength by eating at least one well-balanced meal a day. And you need to make sure you drink enough liquid for your body to function properly. Having a supply of clean water is a top priority.
Floods or chemical contamination may make your tap water unsafe for drinking and even for personal hygiene, such as washing your hands or brushing your teeth. If this is the case, you will be advised by local authorities. Contaminated water can cause diseases like dysentery, typhoid, and hepatitis. Having a supply of clean water is a top priority in an emergency. Under regular conditions, an active person needs to drink at least 2 quarts of water each day. You also need water for food prep and personal hygiene. So you'll need to prepare by storing at least 1 gallon of water per person per day. And remember to include your pets, as they need water too. For a family of 4, you'd need 4 gallons of water per day. If you have to evacuate, take a 3-day supply. And if you are staying at home, have at least 4 additional days of water on hand, or ideally, as much as a 14-day supply. Now that's a lot of water. You can use large water containers like this, which stores about 7 gallons. And for a family of 4 that needs to evacuate, 2 jugs like this will meet your needs. You can also buy cases of bottled water or store the water in large, thoroughly washed plastic containers. Do not reuse plastic jugs or cardboard containers that have had milk or fruit juice in them. Milk protein and fruit sugars cannot be adequately removed from these containers and provide an environment for bacterial growth when water is stored in them. Seal the containers tightly, label them, and store in a cool, dark place. Shift your stored water into everyday use every 6 months, and remember to replace your supply. Since flood water can contain raw sewage, it's not safe to drink water or eat any food that may have come into contact with flood water. If you run out of your stored supply of clean water, you can use the water in your hot water tank, pipes, and ice cubes. Follow directions if a boil water message is in effect. You can treat water to make it safer. You can boil water for at least 1 full minute, or you can add 16 drops of regular unscented household bleach to 1 gallon of water. To learn more about treating water And to get more information about safely storing food and water supplies, visit the Red Cross website at www.redcross.org. Storing food and water ahead of time is a pretty simple step to take, and so important for your health and well-being if daily life is disrupted by emergencies or disasters. So be prepared, get informed, and store that food and water. To your health and being Red Cross ready. Cheers.